Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with the PickDawgz soccer crew for another big Sunday. A lot of games to talk about, guys. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. Feel free to leave a comment. Of course, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button as well. Now, we do have premium picks up on the pickdawgz.com website. You can simply click the links in the description of this video. That will get you up there where you can sign up. You can get daily pass, 3-day pass, or even a 7-day pass if that's something you want to do, or put all three of us together in that 3-for-1 capper promotion and get all of our premium picks for the duration of your pass. Now, guys, we have 15 games to talk about in this video, so without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Uh, Jack, we are kicking it off with the EPL. Manchester United and Leicester are facing off. United got a win in the Europa League earlier this week. They beat, who was it? I think it was 2-0 win against PAOK. Leicester on the
Yep.
other side, they had some positive results, but now they haven't beaten anyone in any of their last three games.
Yeah, I think one thing that does need to be said though, this Leicester team, they're a bit similar to like a Conte team where they just like to defend and try and win on the counter. That being said, Manchester United's football has been so negative under Ruud van Nistelrooy. The complete opposite to what I thought. No one wants to play a killer pass. No one wants to take a chance. No one wants to take a risk. So, look, Man United haven't gone over 18.5 shots in a fair while. So, if I'm getting under 18.5 here, I'm taking that.
Yeah, they certainly are not getting a lot of shots, but what are your thoughts about this one, Kirk?
When's their new manager coming? I thought it was this weekend
After international break.
after international break. I mean, we saw this matchup a couple weekends ago. I'm pretty sure, right? And it was like 5-2 United or something. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly. So I'm just gonna go with the over 3.5 here plus money. I think we could see a lot of goals here.
Yeah, I think Leicester could step up and try do something in this game. They definitely feel like this could be their chance. And let's be honest, United has been anything but consistent this season. So I'm still going to take them to win, but I'm going to add both teams to score to that, and that is at plus 152. For the next matchup in Bundesliga, Kirk, we have Nottingham Forest playing against Newcastle. Newcastle, who's coming off of a win against Manchester City last week, was it? No, against Arsenal last week, sorry. 1-0 at home. Well, Nottingham Forest is actually on a three-game winning streak right now. But honestly, I'm not sure how much longer they can keep it up. They are now in the third place in the EPL standings, and that's something that they haven't done in a long, long, long time.
Yeah, I didn't know Nottingham and Newcastle are in the Bundesliga now. But
Did I say
Yeah.
Bundesliga?
yeah, you did. But
My bad.
anyways, I think Nottingham's honestly legit. I think they're a good team, good defensive team. So I'm siding with the under 2.5 here at minus 132. I'll let you two duel this one out.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, they have been absolutely outstanding this season. I have to admit that only seven conceded goals in 10 games. Three of those were at home in 5 games. And they are scoring a decent amount of goals as well, Jack. But I'm going to side with Newcastle in this one. It's plus 180. I'm taking a shot here. I think it could be a narrow win for Newcastle. Another narrow win, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I have to ride with Nottingham Forest here. I mean, not to the same scale, but they're kind of in similar form to what Leicester was at the start of the season when they ended up winning. Not saying they're going to win at all. It's probably never going to happen again, something like that. But look, Nottingham Forest at home, they can't be disrespected here. Newcastle's form recently has just been horrendous. So I'm happy to go with Forest here, but it's not going to be a premium for me. Let's just say that.
Now, for our next game and the third one in the EPL, Jack, we have Tottenham and Ipswich facing off on Sunday. Tottenham coming off of a loss to Galatasaray 3-2 in the Europa League. They scored a goal even with a red card, but now this is a must-win game for them. Ipswich hasn't won any of the last 11 games. They're still without a win on the road. And Tottenham, I believe they had a bit of a mixed lineup in that game against Galatasaray.
I mean, yes, but no, because like Van der Ven is currently injured, so we don't really have any centre back. When I say we, by the way, I mean Tottenham. Uh, don't have any really backup centre backs that are fit to do the job to a senior standard. So you're going to see a very similar defence. Romero probably plays instead of Ben Davies. But look, no matter who's been in this back four for Tottenham this season, it's just been a bit of a nightmare. It's been so unreliable, giving up a lot of shots, a lot of goals from set pieces. And I look to take the angle here with Ipswich, not saying they're going to win, but I'm looking at Delap, who is their solo striker, who takes 70% of their shots. So I'm taking him over 1.5 shots on target here. I didn't put the odds down. Sorry, it's plus 350. So that's a decent price for what I think is very achievable.
Now, Tottenham usually concedes an early goal in probably like 80% of their games, if not more than that. But they have won their last 6 home games in a row. They're playing really well when it comes to playing at home. So I do expect them to start quick, and I will take over 1.5 goals in the first half at minus 118, Kirk.
Yeah, I'm looking here at Ipswich against good teams. They've actually been pretty good against them in the first half. They were tied 0-0 against Liverpool. They almost had a shock. Um, I guess they did go up against Man City, and then Man City scored 3. But I think they can keep this respectable at halftime. So I'm going with the first half draw at plus 170.
Now, moving
I
on to
don't
La
hate
Liga,
it.
guys. Sorry for interrupting. Moving on to La Liga, guys, we have a couple of games. Betis and Celta Vigo. Kirk, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, Betis at home. Celta's kind of falling off, which I kind of expected at some point. And Betis, they're a solid team all around, goalkeeper to striker. So getting a solid line with them at home, that's where I'm at. Betis money line.
Yeah, they are undefeated in their last 6 games, coming off of a win in the Conference League as well. But Celta Vigo is also on a 2-game winning streak, and I think it could be a little bit closer than you might think. But I think it's going to be a rough one, guys. Once again, these two teams just feel like on paper, they don't shy away from getting rough and making those extra fouls whenever it's needed, and it's going to be needed a lot in this game. So, once again, I'm taking over 4.5 quarters at plus 115, Jack.
Yeah,
Cards
Betis
got
money line.
corners.
Farts. Sorry.
Goran's having a big brain fart today. It's okay. We'll let you off, Goran.
It's still early here.
It's still very early. Yeah, Betis money line at home at this price just seems like a given, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm taking that.
Now for the next game, guys, Mallorca and Atletico Madrid. And I personally think this is going to be a bit of a letdown spot for Atletico Madrid, which is why I'm going to take the lead on this one first. Yes, they're coming off of a win against PSG 2-1, but usually when they have a great game in the Champions League, they kind of let it go in La Liga. And Mallorca is not a bad team. They're a solid team, especially at home. So I'm taking Mallorca on the double chance at minus 167. It is a bit juiced, Kirk, but there's nothing I can do about the price right now.
Yeah, I like your pick. I'm kind of looking at it a different way. I think that Mallorca to win either half at plus 142 is the play here. I could see Atletico winning one half, Mallorca winning the other. I do think they get some points out of this. Mallorca is a tough place to play for any team, as we've seen from the big teams. So Mallorca to win either half at plus 142 is what I like here.
What are your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, I had to take Atletico Madrid here. They look really good against PSG. So if they could continue playing like that, then, they should be able to win this game without a problem. But that's the question. Can they do it? Mallorca at home have been so solid. They've barely been conceding at home, which concerns me a bit. But I think Atletico Madrid can turn their season around starting with this game.
Now, I just want to ask you, Kirk, was it Venezia and Parma game that you had over 4.5 goals?
Yeah, what happened?
It's 1-1 in 22nd minute.
I told you it should have been even money, but
It's
the
not
books
hit
gave
yet.
us
It's
plus
not hit
400.
yet.
It's not, but it's getting there. Now, for the next La Liga game, Valladolid and Bilbao are facing off, and I'm going to keep this one very, very simple, guys. Valladolid hasn't been the greatest team this season, far from it. They have a couple of wins, yes, but Bilbao is playing really well right now, so I'm going to take Bilbao on the money line, Jack.
Yeah, I'm going over. It's plus 120 or plus 115 in that region. I think this one can go over easy. I look at Valladolid's last few games. There's a 4-1 in there, a 2-1, a 3-2, a 3-1. So this one's going over for me.
Kirk?
Bilbao, they're not in a lot of high scoring games. Valladolid, I actually do trust them on the road. We're getting a pretty good price for them at the double chance at home. And Bilbao, they struggled midweek. So I'm going to take Valladolid on the double chance at minus 115.
Now, moving to Bundesliga, where we have a couple of games to talk about. The first one being Augsburg and Hoffenheim Kirk. We know that Augsburg has been struggling a lot this season. They did gain some consistency right now because they've lost only one of their last six and they are undefeated in their last three games. We haven't seen a lot of goals in this matchup when Augsburg was the home team in a while. We have 1-0, 1-1, 1-0. But then again, we have Hoffenheim on the other side, who is coming off of a 2-2 draw against Lyon, and the team that is not doing well, at least not consistently well, on that defensive end.
Hoffenheim tied that game up.
What?
I thought they lost 2-1.
Yeah, 2-2 last minute.
2-2.
Oh
Last
wow, I
minute.
didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am going with Hoffenheim or draw here. I think this is the game that I will not be touching. This could go any way possible, to be honest. Augsburg, they are good at home, but Hoffenheim can score at any given point. So I am siding with Hoffenheim slightly here, but it's a lean for me on the double chance.
Yeah, I think that it's smart staying away from sides in this one, as Hoffenheim hasn't won any of their last six games on the road, and they are definitely due for a good performance. We know that they have some quality. They can score goals, like you said, Kirk, which is why I'm going to take both teams to score an over 2.5 at minus 133 in this one, Jack.
Yeah, same as Kirk. Like this one is like probably the hardest game in this video to call, in my opinion. That if you look deeper, you could probably find a bit of value in the corners or cards, but I just don't have 2 hours to give up for one game on this slate today. So I'm going to go with my emotions here. The number one rule not to do in betting. Every time I've bet against Augsburg, they've ended up winning. So why not go with Augsburg now?
For the second game in Bundesliga, Heidenheim and Wolfsburg, Kirk. Wolfsburg has a ton of injuries right now. They lack depth. They can score goals still, but defensively, they're struggling a little bit. Yes, they've kept a clean sheet against Dortmund in that DFB Pokal game, against St. Pauli as well. But playing against those, let's call them bigger teams, quote unquote, they've conceded two against Stuttgart, one against Bochum, four against Werder Bremen, four against Leverkusen, two against Eintracht. And I know that Heidenheim is far from a big team, but this is a team that's scoring goals consistently this season.
You mean they're the second biggest team in Germany? That's what you meant to say. You're really off one today, Goran. But anyways, Heidenheim, they concede, they score. Keep it simple. Both teams to score.
Jack?
Yeah, Heidenheim are actually the only team in the Bundesliga to not concede in the first half at home this season, which is a crazy stat because they do concede a lot. So I think that streak comes to an end now. I think we get the over here, and Wolfsburg may be winning this game.
I will just stick to both teams to score in this one, same as Kirk, minus 154. We even have the same price, which I'm sure makes Kirk happy. But I do see at least a goal on each side in this one. And I think if both teams to score hits, the over is going to hit as well. For our next matchup, guys, we are moving to the Italian Serie A, Atalanta and Udinese. Atalanta, they got a Champions League win against Stuttgart 2-0. They are now once again on a four-game winning streak. And this is their third clean sheet in a row, Jack. Do you think they can do it against Udinese once again?
I hope so. That I've taken this pick so many times. I said a couple of weeks ago that I'm going to keep taking it until it eventually sticks. So here you are, folks. Atalanta to win to nil, plus 125. Let's hope they get it done.
I'm taking Atalanta minus 1.5 at plus 107. I know that they had a midweek game. I know that the schedule is tough, and I don't know. I just feel personally that they get the job done once again here against Udinese.
Yeah, I think they just had a lot of games in a long time, and I feel this is kind of a trap game for them. I think they do squeak out a win, but give me Udinese plus 1.5 at minus 130. I think they keep it close.
Now, Fiorentina and Verona are facing off in the next matchup, guys. We know that Verona is not that good of a team. Yes, they were able to beat Roma 3-2, but then again, That was at home. While when playing on the road, Verona hasn't beaten anyone in their last 4 games. And Fiorentina will try to bounce back after that loss they suffered in the Conference League earlier this week, Jack.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Fiorentina game on Thursday.
They're trash. They're trash.
Yeah, I don't know if they played their first string team. I mean, I would think they probably did, which does concern me a bit. But you got to look at the form before that game. Every team, like you look at City now, the best team in Europe theoretically. Every team goes through bad spells. I think that Thursday night game, the travel and so on, may have just got to them. They're at home now against Verona, who are playing okay, but not as good as Fiorentina. So give me Fiorentina -1. Thank you.
Yeah, Fiorentina is still undefeated at home this season. 3 wins, 2 draws. They've scored how many goals they've scored? They've scored 11 goals in 5 games, conceded only five. And let's be honest, Verona on the road is pretty much garbage. I'm taking Fiorentina to win it over 1.5 goals at -139, Kirk.
Yeah, I honestly watched that Fiorentina game and I did not like what I saw at all. Yes, they probably should win this game, but I think they concede. I'm going with both teams to score at a near even price here. I think Verona's current form, they can put one in the back of the net at least.
Now, we touched on Roma just a minute ago, losing to Verona 3-2, and they got a 1-1 draw in the Europa League, if I'm not mistaken. Their coach is still not safe, and if he doesn't get a win out of this game, I think he will get fired for sure. They will be looking for the new coach during the international break. And honestly, I don't blame them. I think that this Roma team is unwatchable right now. They are horrible on both ends. It takes them like 10 chances to score 1 goal. Defensively, they make a lot of mistakes, and I don't trust them right now. So I'm taking Bologna on the double chance in this one, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, not that many goals this season. Roma at home are, I mean, here historically pretty good at home in defense. So I'm taking the under here. I don't like to take unders at this price. Usually like -133 is my cap, but I think this one is bang on.
Kirk, you agree?
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just surprised here, Goran, with you taking Bologna. I remember a while ago you weren't on the Bologna train at all. So is it more you like Bologna at this point, or you just don't like Roma at all?
Hey, I like some bologna in my sandwich.
All right, whatever.
Off to the next one, guys. Monza and Lazio, and I think the choice should be fairly clear in this one. Even though I did not take Lazio on the money line, I think that is the way to go because they are absolutely on fire on the 5 game winning streak right now, Kirk. And each of their last 4 games have gone over 2.5, which is what I got in this game. I'm taking over 2.5 goals, Kirk.
Yeah, if you listen to what Goran just said, he just said my pick, and I agree with his reasons. Lazio money line.
Jack?
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me with Lazio here is they've been on like a 4 game playing streak where they've only had like 2 or 3 days rest. They played on Tuesday this week, they played on Thursday this week, and now they're playing on Sunday. I think we're going to see a Lazio win, but it's going to be slow paced. So give me the under 2.5.
Yeah, definitely. Playing that many games in a week is definitely hard on players. And I know that a lot of people don't understand that. People are saying, "Oh, they're paid a lot of money to do what they love." Yeah, but then
They're
again,
only human.
you're forcing guys to run like 12, 13 kilometers 5 times a week. There's gonna be some wear and tear. But we are moving on to the French League One, guys. Right now, we have 3 games to talk about. Nice and Lille being the first one. I think this, at least on paper, should be a fairly close game. Both teams coming off of a draw. Lille got a 1-1 draw against Juventus. Nice got a 2-2 draw against Twente at home. I think we might expect some goals in this one, Kirk.
Yeah, I think this one's tough to call. And with both teams coming off a draw, in my head thinking that on paper, if Nice is the home team, this will also end in a draw. As I do think Lille's a little bit better team, but I think this one ends in a draw as well, whether it be 1-1, 2-2, or 0-0. I got the draw plus 220.
Yeah, I will take both teams to score. It hasn't hit only once in the last 5 games between these two teams. Now, that by no is means it's gonna hit in this one, but with the way these two teams have been trending offensively and defensively, I do like both teams to score, Jack.
Yeah, it's kind of in the same boat as you here, Goran, but I'm going with a goal extra, shall we say. So the over 2.5 at plus money. Lille have some defensive injuries that aren't going to be playing. I think that gives Nice more chance to score a goal, and we know how good Lille are going forward. So over 2.5 at plus money, I feel like I have to take this.
Absolutely. Montpellier and Brest, Kirk. Montpellier, a very, very sloppy team defensively. They are on a 5 game losing streak there at the bottom of the table right now with only 4 points. While Brest, on the other side, keeps winning games in the Champions League and they're doing extremely well. They have 3 wins and a draw in the Champions League, which is something that I honestly can say I did not expect from them this season.
Yeah, I mean, this is my saying about a trap game. There's traps, and I knew one of you would fall into it. I thought it would be Jack, and it's just too easy to predict. He fell into the trap. Montpellier last in the league. Brest is just not used to playing this amount of games. To be completely honest with you, they don't. They're gonna flop, and it's gonna be in this game against Montpellier. They're at home. They need a win. Give me Montpellier on the double chance.
What is that trap, Jack, that you fell into?
I don't know. I don't know.
He
This guy
likes the
loves to
nice
call.
breasts.
Yeah, that was part of what I was going to say. Chest over cheeks, part of it. But the fact that Montpellier have lost their last 5 is a big no for me, and I struggle to see them even get a point here. Brest also rested players in that Nice game where they lost, so I'm not going to talk down on them about that at all. Champions League is a big priority for them, so I don't think fitness is going to be a big concern here. I think they get over the line.
I will simply take the over 2.5 in this one. It's been hitting a lot in this matchup. We've seen a lot of goals. And I think we're going to see a lot of goals in this one as well. Montpellier, a very, very bad team defensively. They have conceded, 30 goals already this season in 10 games. So if Brest gets going, them alone can get us over 2.5 line easily in this match. Now, for the last pick of this video, guys, we have Lyon and Saint Etienne facing off. We know that Lyon got a 2-2 draw against Hoffenheim earlier this week with that last-minute goal. Saint Etienne, on the other side, has been gaining a little bit of a momentum or consistency, however you want to call it. They are coming off of a win against Strasbourg, Jack, 2-0, but on the road, they are a completely different story.
Yeah, they are. However, I think Saint Etienne on the road historically against Lyon have come close. They haven't won a lot of the games, but they've lost a lot of the games by 1. So I'm looking at Saint Etienne plus 1.5 here at even money. The fact that they won their last game against Strasbourg last weekend, and the fact that Lyon have not won in their last 4, tells me it could be the same story here: 1-0 Lyon or 2-1 or something like that.
What do you like in this one, Kirk?
Yeah, I like the under 1.5 first half at -134. I thought this would be like a -160 price. I do understand Saint Etienne, they do concede a lot, but they have been playing a lot better here. And on the road, historically, as Jack said, they do keep it close. So I think if something happens here and it gets out of control, it's in the second half.
And I will take Lyon to win it over 2.5 goals at -143. They haven't beaten anyone in any of their last 4 games. They are clearly the better team in this matchup. They had a lot of success against Saint Etienne at home in the past. And I think that they get back on the winning track in this game. So I'm taking Lyon win at over 2.5 goals at -143. That's it, everyone, for this video. Thank you for joining us. We do have a few more videos, including the parlay video as well for Sunday. So check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe and, of course, hit that like button. And we'll see you soon with more free picks.